In this video, I'm going to show you installing Ubuntu on Windows 11 using Hyper-V. Hyper-V is a powerful hardware virtualization tool from Microsoft that enables you to create virtual machines and run operating systems in an isolated environment, just like running them on a complete computer. To get started, you will need a computer running Windows 11, a stable internet connection, and hardware virtualization support. First, check your computer BIOS settings and enable virtualization. You can check the virtualization status in the CPU section of the Task Manager. Next, search for Windows features in the search bar and select Turn Windows features on or off. In the dialog window that appears, look for Hyper-V and enable it. If you don't see Hyper-V, search for Virtual Machine and Windows Hypervisor Platform. After enabling these options, reboot your PC. If you are using Windows 11 Pro, the Hyper-V Manager will be installed automatically after rebooting. However, if you're using Windows 11 Home, you will need to follow an additional step. Just go ahead, open Notepad and copy the code provided in the description. Check the link down below. Then save the file as .bat extension and make the save type set to all files. Then run the bat script as an administrator and wait for it to download the necessary files and enable Hyper-V Manager. Once it's done, reboot your PC and search for Hyper-V Manager to ensure it's installed correctly. It's time to install Ubuntu on Windows 11 using Hyper-V Manager. You can do it automatically or manually. To use the automatic method, open Hyper-V Manager and choose your computer from the side panel. Then click on Quick Create and choose Ubuntu. I'm going to use 2204 LTS. Then after that, click on Create Virtual Machine and wait for the ISO to download. Once downloaded, edit the settings and allocate the necessary system resources such as RAM and processor cores. You can also edit the hard disk space to increase the secondary memory. Then after that, click on Connect and follow the Ubuntu installer instructions to install Ubuntu. Once it's done, reboot your PC and adjust the screen resolution for Ubuntu, and you will see it running in full screen mode. If you prefer the manual method, you need to download the latest Ubuntu ISO from the Ubuntu website and save it on your computer. Then go back to Hyper-V Manager, select your computer and choose Action, then click on New Virtual Machine. Then specify the name and location of your virtual machine. I'm going to use the default location and click on Next. Now specify the generation type for the virtual machine. I had a bad experience with the Generation 2 model, so it's recommended to choose the Gen 1 model and click on Next. Then allocate the RAM and make sure that dynamic memory is enabled. If you have more RAM available on your computer, use this option and click on Next. Under the Configure Networking section, choose a connection and select the default switch, then click on Next. Now go ahead and create a virtual disk with the desired space. It's recommended to allocate at least 15 gigabytes of storage space for the Ubuntu virtual machine for a better experience. Keep in mind that once you have allocated storage space for Ubuntu, you cannot expand it later. In my case, I'm going to allocate 40 GB of free space for the Ubuntu VM, then click on Next. Now choose Install an operating system from CD or DVD, select the image file, and import the Ubuntu ISO. Then click on Next and finish setting up the virtual machine. Now right-click on the virtual machine and select Settings. You can allocate system resources here. I'm going to allocate 3000 megabytes and 3 processor cores. Once that's done, double-click on the virtual machine and click on Start. Once the installer setup has shown up, choose Install Ubuntu, select the keyboard layout, then choose Erase Disk and install Ubuntu. Now set your location and create a user account. The installer will start the installation process. Sit back, relax, and grab some drinks. Once it's done, click on Reboot Now. Hyper-V will automatically boot into Ubuntu and unmount the ISO. If you notice that Ubuntu is not using the full screen resolution, we can fix that issue in a bit. Just go ahead and open the terminal and edit the grub file by adding this line to the grub command line. Then edit this string by adding this argument to the end. It's better to enter the native screen resolution. Once it's done, save the changes by pressing Ctrl+O and pressing Ctrl+X to exit. Then update the grub by running the command. Once it's done, reboot the computer. At this time, you will see Ubuntu uses the full screen resolution. Likewise, you can download any Linux OS and install it on Windows 11 using Hyper-V very easily. It's the best way to create virtual machines on Windows 11. If you decide to delete the Ubuntu virtual machine, shut down the VM. Then from the main menu, select the virtual machine, right-click on it, and choose Delete. Overall, I would say Hyper-V is an excellent tool to create and run virtual machines on Windows 11. By following the steps in this video, you can install Ubuntu on Windows 11 using Hyper-V Manager very easily. Just go ahead and check out my blog post in the description for more information. Thanks for watching this video. This has been KSK Ryle. I will see you in the next one.